Because in regards to love, the it requires a who. And the love that you experienced, it was your friends. Make no mistake, it wasn't help. It was your friends that helped you move. In relationship, we experience and understand love. Love is God's idea. And he did this, and he created this beautiful experience. And it says, therefore, God exalts him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name. See, God does not value anonymity. He said, there's the name that is above every name. I have a cousin, and when he was really struggling, and he was 18 years old, and he said, I was really struggling. I wanted to end my life. He goes, I took my truck, and I ran it into this tree. I was going 60 miles per hour, and right before I hit the tree, I let go of the steering wheel. Because when I woke up, the police pulled me out of the truck virtually unscathed. He said, it was as if a force field was wrapped around my body as the truck was completely crushed. You see, my cousin was an atheist. He didn't believe in God. Why didn't he say the name Mike? That was his father. Or his mother, Gloria, the person he loved the most. Like, why didn't he actually just call out the name of somebody he trusted more than anyone? Why Jesus? It's because the soul knows the name that is above every name. That's why we see in movies, when you see a tidal wave coming, what is it? You see every movie that has a tidal wave in it, what do they say? Jesus Christ. Right? They don't look at it and go, Buddha. Or Harry. You're like, no, it would be ridiculous. We wouldn't connect to it, right? It's a human experience. We know that the soul erupts crying out to the one God with a name that can change everything. He's the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. He's the highest person. He's the highest name that exists. This is the name of Jesus that we cry out to. Jesus is his name. So why do we fight it? Why is it so hard for us to move from power to person? That's because it'll cost us. We'll take his identity on. We'll carry his name. And everything will change. Everything will have to change. If we've learned anything from our culture, we know how to pretend, don't we? We've learned anything, we know pretending is easier than the hard work of gratitude and the courage of facing what's true. It's harder to face what's true. If we're off a few degrees in our understanding, we will miss transformation. And we will live by imitation. We will just imitate other things that we're supposed to be doing in our life, but we actually won't change from the inside out. Transformation comes when the highest person comes inside of your soul, and he lives in that space. The highest name, the highest God, the biggest power on earth. His name is Jesus, and he comes to live inside of us, and that is crazy. I'm talking crazy right now. Some of us believe this, like the God in all his fullness who created everything resides in your body. All of him, not a leg or a toe. I mean, every part of who God is resides in you. How does that make sense? How can all of who he is reside in this tiny frame, except that there's an infinite space inside of us? And this infinite space, this contains all of who God is, and it's insatiable. This space will haunt you in your life if you do not succumb to the beauty and the power of who he is. You will try to fill it with all kinds of other things, relationships and material wealth and success, and it will never be satisfied because it's too large to contain. The only one that can fill it is the highest God who exists because it's designed for him. This is why we sense the universe inside of us. We know that we're eternal somehow, that there has to be more. We have to be bigger. It's an infinite space that he longs to fill and build. And he's not here to erase us. It is not the philosophy where Jesus comes in and he just lives through you and you kind of disappear. And little by little, he erases you completely. And now I'm just doing what Jesus says and being a follower of Jesus, right? That's not it. Jesus doesn't erase us. Jesus realizes us. He actually comes inside of us, and together, it is us together transformed. Do you know that you were designed to express the deepest level of courage, the most profound amounts of love and hope and joy? You're designed to experience that and express that in your life, and you will not get there without him. But together with him, you will understand who you actually are, who you're born to be. This is how God designed us.